It's a ritual after Friday prayers at one particular locality. It's just one mohalla in downtown Srinagar, and it's the same elements who come back week after week and wave Pakistani flags, Lashkar flags, ISIS flags, and today they're waving the picture of a terrorist, Hafiz Saeed. But they're so timid, they're so scared. These cowards are hiding their faces. Not only are they hiding their faces, now they're using little children as shield so that the security forces cannot hit back. They hurl rocks at the police and the Central Reserve Police, and then they put women and children in front. Eunuchs don't do that, but these people in downtown Srinagar are doing that, putting children as a shield so that security forces do not respond. These are on the payroll of separatists. There is evidence, money comes in through the Hawala route from Pakistan for them to do this week after week. But these cowards hide their faces when they do that. And editor Shivarur joins me for more on this. Shiv, while this may be ritualistic, they are now putting children and women in front as shields. Just goes on to show what cowards they are.
Amount of cowardice at so many different levels in these particular pictures that we're bringing to our viewers, Gaurav. Shortly after Friday prayers in downtown Srinagar, we've already become very used to the flag waving ritual. Intelligence agencies have said that these are just miscreants. There's nothing really to worry about. But take a look at the level of cowardice among these people. First, all of their faces are covered, okay? All of their faces are completely masked, so you can't tell who they are. So that's cowardice number one. Number two, as you can see in the images before this, there are children, many of them minors, standing right in front, who've been, put right in front almost as a kind of human shield, while the others, obviously adults, many of them youth, indulge in this stone pelting. Remember, this is happening in downtown Srinagar, where stone pelting is already a very sensitive issue. The cases of stone pelting have been taken very seriously in the past as well. This time, it is flags, depicting the picture of Hafiz Saeed, the ISIS, also, the Pakistani state as well, being waved, coupled with stone pelting and offensive acts by these people, all of them cowards, because they've got children and women right in front as they stand at the back and indulge in this actual stone pelting. In the past, we've seen the political dispensation there dismiss incidents like these, saying that...
And let me get a reaction on that political, why is the government taking no action? Shiv, stay with me for a moment. Shuja ul Haq joins me from Srinagar. Shuja, the state government repeatedly tells us that this is happening only in one locality in downtown Srinagar, which is dominated by the separatists. Why is it that the government takes no action against these cowards who cover their faces and then use children as shield while showing Pakistani flags or ISIS flags or Hafiz Saeed's pictures?
Well, Gaurav, as you were pointing out, this seems like a ritualistic, event that happens almost after every Friday, a prayer in this particular area. And let's just remember, this is right outside Jamia Masjid, which sees a huge gathering, that comes together for the Friday prayers. And a lot of people, including children, women, who come to this particular spot in the downtown area, because this is one of the hubs for commercial activity as well. Now the big question here is, this happens almost every afternoon on the Friday. There are flags that are waved, Pakistani flags waved, ISIS flags waved, and today the Hafiz Saeed's pictures that we saw were being displayed out there by a bunch of people. So far the police has only been saying that these are few boys who perhaps are not that serious. They don't have any ideological backing or support from any organization, so they've been in a sense brushing these incidents under the carpet. We have also known of incidents where some of these boys were picked up they were, in a sense questioned, but later on they found out that there isn't much that goes behind them. Hence, they were counseled and then released. Some of them do have cases against them, but yes, the larger point still remains there, that if this is let happen continuously every week, then perhaps there is some approach that the state government will have to come up with, which ensures that these boys who are indulging in these acts either are stopped from doing that,
Yes.
or are counseled out of it. Something
Or strict action.
that needs to be seen
Counsel
as a
them
tangible
first.
approach.
Yes, yes. And I want to, bring in Shiv Arur once again on this. Shiv, counsel these children in case they don't mend their ways, lock them up. Nobody should be allowed to cock a snook at the state. That is something that the Mufti Muhammad Saeed government needs to make very clear. It appears to be failing.
Counseling is something that, has to, of course, be part of the solution. But the fact that there are, repeated offences of this kind by the same people, by many more people who become more fearless and indulge in this kind of very dangerous activity, which has all the potential to spiral out of control and become a serious law and order situation
Yes.
at any given day, is something that can't be simply dismissed as, misguided youth, who require some kind of an intervention. At the end of the day, many of these people are adults. It's of course different that many of them are cowards who've covered their face and have little kids right at the forefront actually pelting the stones and are genuinely in the line of fire in case the police should, and let's hope not, actually open fire and this becomes a much more serious situation. The simple fact of the
Exactly,
matter
a
is,
spark
because of the
neglected.
sensitivities
Shiv,
at play,
you're right, it
because
could
of
burn
the
the
political
house.
pressures at play,
Yes.
no action has ever been taken against any of these people. There's a coalition government in Jammu and Kashmir between the BJP and the PDP. The pressures have already been felt. The BJP has not been able to put enough pressure on the PDP to actually act against some of these people. The BJP,
Okay.
in fact, has actually stuck its head in the mud as
Shiv,
far as
stay
many of
with
these
me.
incidents
Stay
are
with me for a
concerned.
moment. I want to bring in Hina Bhatt of the BJP. I also want to bring in Wahidur Rahman of the PDP. These are the ruling parties in Jammu and Kashmir. Hina Bhatt, your government has failed to check these elements, completely failed.
No, we can't say the government has failed, not at all. This has been happening and law has taken its course.
Where has law taken its own course? Wahidur Rahman, why is it that it's happening week after week after week that they cock a snook at the Mufti Muhammad Saeed government? They wave ISIS flags. Now they have Hafiz Saeed's pictures they're waving. Why are you failing to take action against them?
I think I just want to clarify first of all, do not see it through the very narrow prism and see whatever is happening today. These people, these few youngsters who are coming on streets on the motivation of some of the fringe elements want to provoke the state. Not only to provoke, it has happened in 2008, 9 and 10 when 112 children were killed.
Exactly, the situation, a spark neglected burns the house. Why aren't you checking these elements today, sir?
Be clear, in 2010, the similar incidents took place in the beginning, and the youngsters, when they came out, they provoked, and some people had provoked the police, and they wanted a response. They are testing our patience, and if we are trying to show maximum restraint. The police is trying to show maximum restraint. We always try to avoid casualties, killings, and so that there is no serious law and order problem and there is no cycle of violence. Now, at the same time, there are few people who miscreants try to, that happened today, using as human shields or using small children for motivational purposes. But don't worry, we will deal them seriously and we are taking care of everything.
I am not sure you are, because the numbers are increasing after every week. Now they are waving Hafiz Saeed posters. Hina Bhatt, for a party like the BJP that claims to be so nationalistic, how can a party like the BJP be okay with Hafiz Saeed and ISIS posters and flags being waved in Srinagar? I've lost that line with Hina Bhatt. These are uncomfortable questions for her, clearly, but the BJP and the PDP need to respond. Shuja, has the government taken any action whatsoever that would be a deterrent? Because an incident like this could spiral out of control if unchecked.
Well, Gaurav, we should point out the fact that since this government has taken charge in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, it's very clear that they do not seem to have a clear-cut policy in terms of addressing situations like these. It's very easy for them to say that we are in charge, we are taking control, but on the ground, number one, on the policy level, they don't have a systematic initiative that has been taken by them to engage these people, these youth, in a process where they could perhaps direct them towards something else. And at the same time, they do not seem to have the other approach in its place as well. They say that we take action, we
Where is
arrest.
that action being taken? The big question is, at least when there was a NC government, while there were some problems in 2010, there was nothing subsequently, and that is something that this government needs to take care of. And I want to get Hina Bhatt, who joins us on the line for more on this. Hina Bhatt, the BJP says it's a nationalistic party. Is your party okay with Hafiz Saeed posters, ISIS posters being waved in downtown Srinagar?
It is not fine with BJP, not with anybody from the India nor Kashmir Hafiz Saeed. As what Mr. Farah said very rightly, that they are provoking. They cannot see the right governance going in Jammu and Kashmir, so they are provoking the army, the police, the government. But actions have been taken previously also. Action will be taken again.
What action has been taken, ma'am? What action has been taken that will deter these images? Because these images go viral on Pakistan TV and they then take it to the world. One mohalla, one small mohalla in downtown Srinagar, and such a huge hue and cry is made. Why can't the PDP, BJP government control one mohalla in Srinagar?
Definitely, they are controlling the whole state, Jammu and Kashmir. It's not only about one mohalla we are talking about. You cannot see the bleak things inside, how they are trying to control, and how the situation has been controlled since BJP and PDP government is there. So you just cannot go and play a blame game. We are really doing best, and this thing will be controlled. And
how? Do you have a game plan, Hina Bhatt? Is there a game plan?
No. Previously also action have been taken, and definitely action will be taken.
Ma'am, stay with me for a moment, please. Shiv Arur covers counter-terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir very closely, and Shiv Arur is with me on the broadcast. Shiv, when we look at these images, it will not take time for this situation to worsen, and a spark neglected clearly could burn the house, Shiv. I'll try and reestablish that line with Shiv Arur in just a moment. But Hina Bhatt, on the broadcast, do you reassure us that action will be taken? Look at these people using little children as human shields when they attack the security forces, when they pelt stones at security forces.
It is very clear they're provoking and keeping very little boys in front and shielding themselves. But definitely police, army or the forces, they'll not take any action. Whenever the action has been taken, the things have really violated more and more. So definitely we have to take action, but in a very peaceful manner in which the situation in Kashmir also prevails and things are taken care of.
Okay, but don't you fear that the situation could worsen if you take no action, and these little children who should be in school studying, if they are learning to pelt stones, they are going the wrong way and you are not checking it, ma'am? Your party is not checking it.
BJP is there. This kind of two different ideological parties, the combination there is there for the peace in the state. We are not there for the power. We are for the change, to bring the change in the state. So please have some patience and trust on the government.
Okay, Hina Bhatt, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.